Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we got one more joint to smoke. We got one more joint to smoke this evening. And we're going over some freestyles. This is not where it's gonna end. I'm gonna walk out of here. But welcome. Thank you for attending my short show. Went to the hookah bar. Had a great time. It was a nice hookah bar. Got pictures of it on irrational thinking, peer manipulation, social controlling, attention grabbing, guilt of tripping, a path so pure. Indeed, so small. My Facebook, homie. My Facebook. If needed, a proper advice will be given. Pharmaceutical medicine, mind manipulation. Her virus will not get us. A plan and simple. Try again later. A cry for help. No one to come. How has this world become so rough to live in? People wanting to rule society as if they feel it's what we need today. Is the first day of outgoing depression, more so than others, because this is my explanation. Where is the love? Or rather, damn, I got some titties. Tired of myself, sick and tired. Yeah, that's some shit, man. Tired. Someday it's all you hear. If complaining is lack of sin, then reaching out for help is the same. For years, I mean years, I've told and explained in detail about struggle. Some turn the other cheek, others rather not listen. When it's just you, what do you think is going to happen? Told, done, and tossed into dun-dun, getting lost. A plot, train of thought, bumping in the walls. Oh, man. As the reflections haunt. Freedom is good for the soul. Yeah. A naughty soul. What if I just wanted to quit the job? What would you say if I decided to die? Would that grab your attention, world? Or would you still ignore the warning signs? Maybe this is not life, but a rather trial as I stand on air. The more I determine what the issue is, I find it hard not to blame you. They cry for help. Cry for help. Looking in a double-sided mirror, one to me, the other to you. We must work in order to achieve success, and that we need to accomplish. Often that moment of falling through the sky into her arms was 1, 2, 3. I'm real, it was real just for a moment in time. She slept so calm, sleepy inside, took a place many never could. It was a dream in itself. It was not real, distorted views, dreams, everything not real. Angel, more real itself, waking up, sleepy inside. Did you know, sleeping inside is a dream, is all that is left, like it never existed, or some real of the unknown. Whoever it was, flew in the sky, waved goodbye, as if time stopped for a moment, but never started, as if a zombie is not real, but my dreams were.
Creative Wind Studio. CJ019, Instrumental Ghetto King, smoke slowly.
Damn, man. I was in some deep shit. Oof. These days can be about boredom. Others are about life, and I've been. Some days I relax on my bed, just thinking. Others are burnt, the smell of it's tiresome. When I sleep, it's alright. Being sedated just might allow me to think without being judged. Poetic signs of justice. Being left behind, sorry if my life is about poetry. Can't speak properly, just using words. The secret in me speaks out to live free. Being isolated is how it's been. Thus, being burned in my project. Work now, rest later is what I've always said. Now just rest with no work to be done. Drive the moment of time right through the head. See, usually things are not spoken but seen. Accidentally tripped over some old books. Picked it up to read and now I can't stop. What's wrong with me? Am I crazy to speak out? These poetic signs of love are more than just characters. Want to be a writer but feel so alone. Sometimes it feels better to just leave it alone. Trying real hard to study on what's good, sure. My life is not about changing over one poem. I've made 100
So, tonight we went to the hookah bar. This place is pretty cool. I got some pictures for you.
I mean, I would probably give these, if I was a teacher, give these a C or D. Not very good.
So here's a picture that my wife and I took together at the hookah bar. That was a good one, wasn't it? Damn, look at her, yo. Look at those tits popping out. That's us, man, yo. Are we sexy? I got one on my phone here as well. That's kind of what the place looked like, man. Shit was classy. It's real nice. Guess we only took those few pictures. Forget what the name of it was already, but it was good. We picked the highest. We picked the highest nicotine, so I think it was called something like Hell's Buzz or something. Buzz from Hell. And then we got an add-on called an ice hose. And it's to cool the smoke going before it hits your lungs. So they must, it's like a restaurant, you know, you're seated and then they bring out a menu and it's like a menu of all the flavors you can get, and then you flip the menu over and they got like your drinks and they have a big screen like projection playing sports. That was real nice.
The bridge must stay afloat. If I keep my eyes off that, then it's not worth anything. I work a lot, so what? Being myself, I made millionaire at 35.
So, I mean, like, we got buzzed out to where, like, we started sweating. And I had that for a little bit, but then my wife, you know, she smoked a bit too much, and then she was like nauseous, you know, almost like throwing up, pukey. And we went to Taco Bell, and I went to Burger King to get a chocolate shake. Usually I have a strawberry one, but I had a chocolate. And then we found a curb alert. It's like people either getting evicted, and then they post, you know, it's like a bunch of furniture on the side of a corner. And then they just take pictures of it and post it for free. And So we go and pick that stuff up. You know, so they're like on a daily basis. You just treasure hunt, go find these, and then you turn around and you sell them. You turn trash into money. It's almost like being a cop every day, but only, you know, I wouldn't say a cop, but the reason why I say that is because you don't know what the day's gonna bring, especially nice days. Nice days are when people do this, so like you can get easy money, and this happens in every city. You gotta download this app. I like it a lot, and I will share it with you. Because this isn't just a local thing, it's worldwide. It's on my phone though, so let me check it here. Alright, so it's C+. It's like a peace sign upside down. C+ for Craigslist. And you open this shit up. I'm telling this because this happens every day, right? People are moving out. And this is what my wife likes to do. So we went here and we picked up all of that stuff for free. And I was like, oh, look at that side cart thing. It was in perfect condition. You go buy one of those at Walmart, seriously, for like $39. And there it was for free. And then you go and download some other chat app. Not chat. And then you repost it over there for like super cheap. People get mad at us because they're like, you could sell it for more. But my wife we use our garage. And that's some treasure hunting shit right there, man. Like, look at that, man. All that stuff is free. And you get tons of this like every day. You know, people just either getting evicted, so she refurbishes them and then resells them, and that's how we gotta go. Cause she takes me out on dates, and that's the money that, I mean, it was free. It was free money falling from the sky, bro. So that's something that she really likes to do. But you got evictions happening everywhere around the world. The goal here is to either take advantage of the opportunities in front of your face. So if any of you are curious, CD Baby, they got pro albums for $49. I should have affiliate link there, man, so I can make some money off of you. Be like, oh, go here, cwspod.com/ and just add a redirect. Publisher / oh, that's too hard. People don't know how to spell publisher. /CD. Easy. I don't have it made yet, but I should. I don't know if they have an affiliate program, but an affiliate program's like Amazon Associates. You go to the bottom of the Amazon front page and you click on Amazon Associates, and then this is like the same thing where they give you a link, and then you give that link to everyone in your Christmas party, and they go through there and they buy stuff, and then you get commission for it. And that's why some sites have advertising in it. So the site is offered for free, but then they have random ads in front of your face. It's the same thing. You know, you could be doing the same thing they're doing. That is a billion-trillion-dollar business, man. That's basically what Google does. So I was watching these YouTube videos. I watch YouTube all the time. And there's this a guy I watch a lot. I don't know why I watch him, but he repairs iPhone things. You've probably seen him in my like list. His name is like Louis Rossmann. See if I can grab his. And he found out that Google, I guess there's a thing going on about this and people getting paranoid and shit. Let's see if I can find one of his videos pop up. He makes them quite a bit, man. I think his business is failing because Apple's become a stick in the mud. I'm not sure. Either way, he makes good videos. Let me type it up here. Louis Rossmann. You type that in there, and he's like, he's got a cat, including his cat. He like repairs Apples, and anyway, he found out that Google and all these phone places keep recordings of when you use the talk feature. When you talk to your phone usually saves a copy of everything you've said all over the years as a better way to hear you. You're training Google. That's the sole reason. Nice. That's the sole reason of having those WAV files. So even when I use the Google, be like, hey Google, what time is it? It's like Alexia. Oh, she's watching Live PD. And I guess they got a live. They got a live woman there doing the hosting instead of what's his name. It's about time, you know. She got a big chest. Anyway, so this guy goes on a rant. He's a cool guy. I'm not dissing him or anything. I'm just want to explain something here, because he does a lot of explaining. And for also the paranoids out there, like all of these, like Alexia, there are employees that could listen to it only for the pure purpose of testing. You're not listening to it on the way home. Like, you are really not that important. You can make your campaign and be like, Google's the enemy, nah. But, hello, that's the way how technology works, for one. You ever use the Dragon Naturally Speaking, and how long does that take to train her? So let's just pretend that Google, the voice, you know, when you push and you talk to your remote, even Xfinity does this on television shows or TV companies. It's not an invasion on your privacy, because no one gives a damn really of what you try to search for. It's probably used for marketing purposes. I get it. But it's for your benefit. And by the company offering you all of these customized searches for your brain, I would want something to understand me. So even when I use Chrome, how some people are pissed off at Chrome and how they're collecting all of this information on you, it's not you personally. It's just the way how the system works to better itself. So this guy was like, you know, F you, And, you know, he was like, I'm going to stop using this service. But you're misunderstood, Lewis. Sorry to tell you, man, but you're misunderstood. You misunderstand this issue right here. It's the way how the system is supposed to work. And you, out of anybody who is technically smart in a lot of areas, and you got a huge ass fan following base, and here you are telling people to unsubscribe from a free service, and it's great. Yeah, they make money off of you. Is that what you're mad at? Because no one is really listening back there on what the hell you're doing. Maybe if you were Kevin Costner, you know, someone really famous. But I feel like people who make rants about this, and even YouTube videos about how unfair it is to be a part of their program, I've got to say, that's the way how it's supposed to work. And that's how people who become affiliates get paid. It's all about grabbing your attention, making the service better. Your voice training Google or Alexa, when you use your remote, it understands you better when you're drunk. It can get those vocal profiles down. But people, or even companies, corporations who provide this kind of service, unless they say it somewhere in their TOS that they're going to sit back there and listen to it, a lot of times it's just texts that go in a huge log file, like your name is stripped out and goes into a huge log file like Google Trends. Let's use that. What was the top searches for today? Without your kind of input, there would be no top searches around the world. So when I talk to the Google Home Mini or even Alexa, I want her to understand my ass. I remember how hard it was to get the program Dragon Naturally Speaking working correctly with every word I was saying. Even with massive amounts of training. You're training your robot. You're training your assistant by using that stuff. And that's what I gotta say to the paranoids, man. It's not about you. You are just a test subject like the rest of us. You've got to accept it. And in the end, you just got to accept it. But that's what the world is. And do you want to be one of those guys who are afraid to drive a pickup because it's got quote quote electronics, or it's got a computer? You don't want to become one of those guys, man. Sitting in a bar 20 years from now, will you still be talking about cars with computers because it's not mechanical anymore? Will you still be complaining about how busy the streets from the convenience of the cars versus how it used to be? I mean, I would rather have it be busy and I have a car than me be starving on my ass with no microphone, no internet. It's like, yo, I ain't got nothing to hide. So people who make YouTube videos, I feel like they got something to hide. Me, I got nothing to hide, man. So the success that I bring this world, my insecurities aren't about who the hell I am. I'm not shocked that you might find out who the hell I am, because I already know who I am. Maybe, you know, Lewis doesn't know who he is yet. And I remember when I was in that stage, that was 15 years ago, or even 20 years ago. I was where he was at 20 years ago, so I'm 20 years advanced. from where this Lewis guy is, and he can fix the iPad. He's the best repair shop in Brooklyn or New York City or LA somewhere. And I'm 20 years ahead of that. Remember when the Wright brothers were trying to fly planes, and there was a bunch of dimensions like using an umbrella. That was, to fly. Let's move an umbrella up and down 100 miles an hour, and that should make us fly. That was like 100 years ago. That's pure stupidity, homie. Pure stupidity right there.
From a hard night, okay. Woke up one night from a hard night of working. Rolled over on one side, sun shining in like X-ray vision. So warm on a day to begin. Seems like yesterday or tomorrow.
So our information in our heads, it's obsolete quicker than electronics. Like we can adapt much quicker than our preferences will accept.
Holy crap. I haven't heard that. Phase 10. Horseback riding, four-wheeling, possibly swimming.
So that says to me that we can outgrow our limitations by milestones. Because we are setting our own limitations on ourselves. If I was come in here and be like, I will never use a MIDI keyboard. All I want is those old school keyboards and hardware only. Am I living life? Or did we push pause? Am I trying to live? Am I trying to adapt? The answer is no. So, you're basically on your way out. And how does one get themselves to a brick-walled location? How did someone get themselves to a maximum threshold? Was it taught? Is it fear? How does one is like, I will never learn anything more than what's in front of my face. Nor, I just don't want to. That's not living, man. It's holding me back from being the person I used to be. My inner child has now been missing. But, maybe you're happy with your life, but why wouldn't anyone want to excel them as a human being or even their career? I think knowing more stuff and understanding how stuff works dulls life a bit because you know how the trick is done. But at the end of the day, we are making a product here. I am a product selling to my friends. Even my personality, you either like it or you don't. And I think we could say that about all of us. Is if you are two people, it is illegal in the social life and is identified as having multi-personality disorders. However, multi-personality disorders could be looked at as a good thing. But we're not taught good things about multi-personality disorders. We see Hollywood movies and it's staring right at our faces. We love multi-personalities. We love actors who can adapt to the situation. We idolize them. And here's the sword. It's illegal. And I will never act like that in public. Yeah? What is that? That is a contradiction within itself if you follow that singular lifestyle of you need to be living this way, especially my way, because it's the greatest. I should know because I've been here for 300 years. I should know because my granddad taught me this with the old school wrench. And that's why I'm a god on my street corner. Only to the people who know me, though, because I got to resell myself every day because this is who I am. I will never improve. I'm the ratchet wrench man who can work a ratchet wrench, won world championships using my ratchet wrench. So I've become known as the ratchet wrench guy. Because I won competitions. Or maybe you're the guy with the longest fart ever recorded in the world's book of records. Maybe you're the guy with the smallest penis. What is that? You know, a few centimeters? Maybe you. What are you known as, man? And are you willing to grow outside of that? There are 100 ways you could look at a situation. I can't imagine what it would be like to only think one way. You know, ... There's a notation here. One should respect others who are trapped in the singular dimension. One shall not treat that person different, and one shall not bring them away from their inner desire. The person, like, to be me, I can't do that. That's something I can't do. But I can talk about all of it. I can explain the differences between different ways of living in Texas, or ways of living up north, ways of living under your roof, ways of living at school, ways of living at work. You already got like this multi-personality disorder that you're so trained not to have. And if, like, you can have it, but you got to control it. Like they always say, Beauty and the Beast, you got to control the animal inside of you. Because just as this animal has bad features, it's also got good features. Otherwise, why is it an animal? It's superior at what it does. There's fear there because they are superior at what? And it is your responsibility to find what that is. Damn, these are all old shits. That's how I used to be, man. Preschool in Fremont, Nebraska. Start to learn about my future. Keeping to myself, I'm playing within the swings. Back and forth, so much of profit care. A weird one, trying to hard and not to stare. Christianity was, and I would go like that for 30 minutes. Wanting to learn, following behind the Bible in my eye. Well, the years, objectives started going downhill. Being picked as right, thrown away when done. 3 years old, probably. Underground, a swollen heart below my throat, couldn't swallow, visions all sorrow. A change of personality was made, protecting myself from dirty deeds, mass destructing. I hear vocal strain, 20%. I become a better breather. I think I said everything I need to say in those early albums. Later albums was more like making audio movies for Hollywood. It's like my day job as an actor. And that's what trips people out. And so if you wonder why I'm deleting a bunch of these perverted stuff, because this is the 100 hours of freestyles that I've been talking about. So I'm trying to go through and remove everything that would be like, hey dude, come over here, why don't you listen to this track? And this is the first time I'm gonna introduce someone. I want every track to be like that. So I got hundreds of hours. We're deleting 20 hours by the day. Yesterday I deleted 20 hours. It was good practice though. Did not want to mooch my superiors, hard-earned money, back to work, learning while I've talked about this before. You know what will happen if I spend time on this? So I really have to be like, is this track good enough? No. It's not, because you can hear voice strain. If I did release it, I'd have to modify it somehow so it didn't sound like it does. I'm not sure what it's not right. And so a lot of these are like that, especially the early ones, because I didn't learn how to use my voice. And now I got so many features about my voice. If only wish I knew how to use them. When life becomes, you have more than you did before, as far as like, I don't know, you have more gifts from God that you recognize and accept, and don't know how to use it. I think that's why people have anger management issues. It's not that they have issues, it's they got, like, we are a body. When we get into the car, when we get inside of our vehicle and drive down the road, that car is an extension of us. Our skeleton represents the car. The body and flesh represents the personality. They both go hand in hand, but you still have the spirit that is able to make all of this move. And I have taught myself how to walk up steps. I've taught myself how not to fall down steps, especially after I broke my back. I paid especially more attention to not falling. So I almost forget what I was talking about, man. Ugh. I think you just got to know yourself, right? So you got to learn how to control, learn how to walk away, learn how to deal with your driving suspension on the vessel that God gave you, the spaceship, the alien that you are. All cars drive differently. Yeah, most computers look differently, and they run probably according to that person's personality, and so their life is built around what they're able to manage. My room and my whole life is basically what I will not do anymore and what I will do anymore, and it looks sort of like that on the cameras. So you can almost paint a picture of yourself
your car will ever pick or
And I am definitely not the same person I was in high school. We change over time. You know, it's like the couch we all sit in. It's never the same. And you can't live life as if it's always the same, because that takes work. That's a full-time job. And you could be doing something else with your life if you just accepted that fact that God gave you the ability to grow. And if you're afraid that you might learn too much, that you'll fall out of your moral belief system, you know, because you could look at me and be like, well, he tries to be a follower of God, and, you know, if you don't know his history, you would probably believe he's a struggling Christian. You know, I don't want to say that information was the cause here. I'd say one of my best friends as a child became a computer, became a PC. And a PC has a certain way you got to talk to it. A PC will only work, you know, if you talk to it the right way. And that's the same information game that I play with my cat. I got to talk to my cat a certain way so he can play string with me. I got to pick up the string. And I'm talking to my cat every time I swing, doing something that he loves, because I am observant of other things. Why can I not be observant about myself? And that's just something you got to accept. You know, like, you got to accept winters. You have to accept when it rains, when it snows. Things that you got no control over. And our bodies, our vessels of God, is a uncontrollable mess. They are very unstable, and every day is different based off how you feel. So you gotta treat it like that. You gotta take delicate care. If you're all over the place, figure out what works and do that. Like, there are social laws in life that you gotta follow, and it's good practice not to show multi-personality disorders in public, because you're easily written off in whatever list they want to write you off in. So it's just a strange place we live in. Like, it's okay for me to become an actor and animate all of these different alter egos. We now have Justin, not really Casper anymore. We got Wadri, he's the newest one. You know, 25 Cent is Casper's brother, the mentally challenged in crutches. So we built him up in that image. So if someone like myself can do that and, you know, make it believable over time, because you build their weird ass personalities, then why can't I shape mine up? And since I display all of those only to a world that knows me as someone who's great at their job, I sort of fear that when I start going to this new church, it's an awesome church. It's like discovery,